Hello, I'm Anne Geddes. Every 2 seconds, somewhere in the world, a baby is born too soon. Did you know that premature birth is the leading cause of newborn deaths, not just in the US, but around the world? With each week these precious babies stay and thrive in the womb, the risk of disabilities is significantly reduced. It's not too late to make a difference. Premature birth can be prevented, and new lives can be saved. The March of Dimes has created a network of prematurity research centres developing new treatments that will assist in making a difference. The March of Dimes continues to work with parents, the medical community and governments to bring improved prenatal care to mothers and their babies. Give every newborn the chance to be born healthy. Join with me and the March of Dimes. Take the first step. Visit marchofdimes.org.
If there was ever a time to live united, it is now. Now is the time to speak with one voice, to build up, not tear down. It's time to join hands and live united against the problems that keep our communities from thriving. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you? Volunteer or donate now at unitedway.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here of DaBooth312, broadcast now of WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, DaBoothRadio.com, and Classic House Radio. Hopefully you guys are doing great today on this Halloween. It's a Sunday, so it's a weekend, which means the kids are out having a good time. And I know in a lot of the areas and suburbs and whatnot, there's a time limit for that. So make sure you get your kids out there and let them enjoy themselves, especially with all the times we've had stuck in the house due to COVID and everything. Be safe out there. Let your kids enjoy themselves and have a happy Halloween from DaBooth312. Hey, guys, we've got a great show for you lined up today. We have Tanya Howell from Intonation Music. She'll be talking to you about this great program for the kids in the inner city, and we'll be talking about how your child may be able to be a participant of this as well, especially the producing aspect. This is something we're really excited about, you know, with house music. And nice little thing to let you know is Tanya is a house head as well. So it's a great thing to have her in here. Also later
Big time.
on, right? Also later on, we're going to have Mad Mario throwing down from Classic House Radio. He'll be throwing down for you guys as well. This guy threw the heat yesterday. He is a great, great DJ. We love his sound. I know I do. I can speak for myself. You guys, I think you're going to love him too when he comes on later as well.
Right. If you missed him last night, then you messed up already. But you got a chance to make up for what you missed last night at the Pavilion and hear him here today.
And if you missed Ron last night, well, that wasn't Ron's fault. Olivia took over the stage and
DJ Olivia. Hey, she's a 13-year-old prodigy of her father. And, you know, as a DJ, my daughter messed around with the DJ equipment. And it didn't stick on her like it did with Olivia. Mm-hmm. But I would love for my daughter to have it stick on her. Olivia started at 5. My daughter was messing around at 5 as well.
My daughter as well. I went back to my equipment. I saw the vinyl was out, and I saw the needles were on there, and I was like, oh, wait a minute here. And then when I went to go play, my needles weren't working anymore, so I kind of figured out what happened. But she never touched it again after that. So it was short-lived for my daughter as well. But, you know, talking about 13-year-olds and music falls into Intonation Music with Tanya. Tanya Howell, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We appreciate it.
Awesome. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Woo-hoo. No, definitely. And, you know, Ron, called me and told me about you and what you're doing in your program. You're a part of, and it's a great thing. It's a great feel, and especially, you know, when it comes to the music and children, we love to, give the best vibe for the kids and keep them moving with the music. We know not too long ago we had problems where in school they were cutting out music programs and taking away everything, and music is key. It's a beautiful thing. It's a worldwide thing. It's a language of its own, and the fact that Intonation Music is doing all this stuff. for the kids. You know, it's a great feeling. And I love the fact that you guys are doing this and giving the inner city children an opportunity to express themselves through music. So that's a great thing. Let me ask you, how long has Innovation Music been going on?
So Intonation Music has been around for 15 years.
15, okay.
Yep, I've known about them for 10 years. My daughter has been in Intonation for 10 years. She does electric guitar and vocals.
Okay.
Now she's really focusing on guitar. My son has been in the program for about 5 years. He plays bass and drums most of the time, but is now in our digital music production class as well.
Now, that's one of the big things is that the digital production aspect. I know just before we got on the air here, when we were sitting in the back room, you were talking about the fact that the child is given a MIDI controller to keep. Yep. And you teach them how to utilize it, and they have the opportunities to learn on their own as well as they're going. That's a great concept, and I'm so happy that the program is able to do that. Because obviously nothing's cheap, MIDI controllers and everything. So the opportunity that these children are having is a beautiful thing. And the fact that you have your own kids in it, is a great thing as well. It's not that you're a part of it on one end, but you're, full circle, having your own children involved with it as well.
How do you promote something for other people's children to do if your children ain't doing it themselves?
Exactly.
It's a lead by example.
Well, you know what? It isn't, but it is. And I'll give it, both ways because, some children, like we just talked about, our daughters just, they weren't really feeling it. My daughter picked up my keyboard and started wanting to learn the keyboard and learn how to play it. And she would put the notes on there so she knew what keys were. So she had some interest, but it was like give and take, It sounds like your children are really all in on it and they love it, Tanya. And that's a great feel. It's a great accomplishment for them, and I hope they get much further with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I found Intonation not just as a parent, but also as a teacher. So I've been an educator in Chicago Public Schools for 20 years. And when I first learned about Intonation, I was grading papers. I was sitting at my desk after school. Meanwhile, there was a whole rock band happening right next to me. And so I was like, wow, this is so awesome. Kids are playing electric guitar, electric bass, keys, vocals, drums, and they're just rocking out. My daughter was in second grade at the time and was a student at the same school. Because that's one thing about me as a parent, I like having my children around. So as a teacher, they were students at the school. When I was a principal, they were at the school. Now I'm at Intonation, they're in Intonation. So as a single mom, I like to keep my kids involved in things that I'm into. I like to be into involved in what they're doing. So yeah, this has just been a really great opportunity for me to join such a great organization where not only my children are involved, but children that I've known for years. I know students who are part of Intonation that I knew when they were small. Children in my community are participating. We're focused really in the greater Bronzeville community, and so a lot of our recruitment happens there. And so I see students, in the building where I live, because I live in Hyde Park. Students come up to me all the time, like, oh, Miss Howell, it's good to see you. Either they knew me as a principal or as a teacher, or now with Intonation. So yeah, we pivoted at the beginning of the pandemic to add the digital music production component because we couldn't have in-person classes. So we couldn't do traditional rock band. So we were able to make that transition, and the students really love it. They love being in person, but they also love being able to produce their own music. So it worked out well in that regard.
And the fact that she's a house head, let me go back to that. Because then some people that might be listening or watching going, well, how does that tie into house music? Because she is one of the people in charge of the thing. She's a house head, and that right there can influence, that youth to keep house music going to their generation. We always talk on this show about how are we bridging the gaps with the youth. Here's right here. This is 101 from a former principal for Chicago Public Schools. So now you have that house music influence still being pushed, which is awesome.
Well, another thing is, too, kudos to Tanya, because the fact that you said that you're able to associate with your children in the music and do this, and that's a thing that a lot of parents have a hard time with because their kids don't want to be involved with anything that their parents are doing. And I get that, the kids want to have their own little space away. That's like we talk about social media. The kids were on Facebook. Parents started getting on Facebook. Now the kids didn't want to be on it. They're on Instagram. Well, parents started getting on Instagram. Now the kids don't want to be on that. So now they're on TikTok, Snapchat. They want to get away from the parents. The fact that your children want to be involved with what you're doing and the music and everything, that's a great thing. It's a great bond to have, especially as a single parent. That's a beautiful thing to have your children there, because so many single-family homes, children get lost, and we find them on the streets, and then we see the product out there and the issues. So the fact that they're involved with the music, they're involved with you and everything you're doing, you're involved with them. Again, that's a beautiful thing. Now, you did say how you guys are located in Bronzeville, but you're not, so you don't have to be in Bronzeville to be a part of this. You can be anywhere, or?
I mean, yes, you can be anywhere. I mean, we do most of our recruitment in the greater Bronzeville community. Okay. We serve schools and park districts and families in greater Bronzeville.
Okay.
Because our programs right now are virtual. I mean, students could join from other places, but eventually when we move back to in-person classes, or solely in-person classes, we have a studio right now in Kennecott Park, which is on 44th and Lake Park, and then we have a studio in Taylor Park on 47th and State. So students will come there to join our rock band classes. Most of our performances and student showcases are also in the same area. So we have one coming up on March 5th at the Promontory. We'll be at Kennecott Park in June. On the south side, we'll also have our annual gala in April. And so that's where we really focus our energy, is in greater Bronzeville.
Okay. So for the parents and children that are interested, that live in the Bronzeville area community, how can they go about getting more information about this awesome program?
That's a great question. So they can go to intonationmusic.org. You can find Join Our Band or Join the Band, and there's a link to our Saturday programs that are open now. They're also free for families and for students. Like we mentioned, they get equipment dropped off at their home. They can make music anytime they want. But the classes are on Saturdays. We have a youth band, and we also have a teen band. And for students who have been with us for some time, we also have what's called Musicians Trust, which is where they can really hone in on one instrument. My daughter's doing that now with electric guitar, but we have students who are focused on bass or drums or vocals in that program.
Okay.
Nice. And that's a nice thing too, is that you're well-rounded with the music. So the kids can learn about one specific instrument, the production aspect, and it does tie together. We do see some within the house music community that don't know how to play any instruments, but they can produce music. They can't write it, but they have that ear for it, and they can put together a great production. So let me make sure it's clear, because I kept messing this up, and I don't know how Tanya was looking at me. I saw that look. I kept asking her. I'm sorry. I had to keep asking. It's intonation. So I want to make sure it's not innovation. It's intonation. I want to make sure everyone knows how to find that. Can you spell that out again for everyone so they know where they're going?
Yeah, so INTONATION, intonationmusic.org.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I want to make sure that our listeners that are listening strictly off of the radio can get that. We'll post that up later for all of our video viewers.
Awesome.
So you guys can see that as well and know where to go. I really applaud you and all your counterparts that are doing this. It's a great program, and I'd love to hear about this again for the kids.
Definitely bringing her back on to give us updates and let us know about the events for next spring and summer that she had mentioned, because that is something that is part of the community, and that's what we're about. And also to mention, she's been to Top of the Park.
I have.
She was at Top of the Park, our very first one. So hoping to see her back on November 20th, but like I said, she as she stated, she's a house head. I've known Tanya for some years before I even moved back here, before I retired from the military. I was friends with Tanya when I was in Baltimore, and she's always either shared stuff that I did, or if it's house music related, bam. Yeah. So it's just ironic how this worked out for her, going from being a principal for the Chicago public school system, which that's a leap of an accolade on its own. and then taking it to that level where her love for music, her kids are already involved in something. I love that. And that's I wish more parents would do that, you know, because it's hard enough, as you know, as a teacher, to keep the parents engaged with the kids in their education, because too many parents are dumping off kids as a daycare. Oh, that's your job, you take care of that. But now you're taking it to that next level where most parents are like, you want to learn how to play an instrument? I ain't got no money for that. You know, I remember my parents saying, okay, you're going to do this and you ain't quitting. You're going to stick with this until it's done. Yeah. You're not going to switch to this, to that. I'm not paying all this money. So to have a program like this for a child to be able to say, okay, look, I'm into music. I don't know if I want to do bass. I don't know if I want to do a saxophone. I don't know if I want to play drums. They have the ability to make those choices on the fly, and it's pretty much at no cost.
Yeah, so it's free to parents, and then the other part of it is that they learn how to form a rock band. So it's about teamwork, it's about collaboration, it's about innovation, and so the students form a band, they perform together, they learn all the parts of the song, and then they decide, you know, where, for the performance, which instrument are they going to stick with for that particular song, but they may learn all the parts for that particular song before they perform. And just a real shout out to the founding director of Intonation, Mike Simons. He's been with Intonation, he started Intonation 15 years ago. And then I've known him for about 10 years. And when he decided to sort of step down, just to, you know, he has young kids and he's starting to do other things. It's, you know, I knew that I had big shoes to fill, but that I was going to sort of take Intonation to another level. We're going to grow. We're going to continue to, you know, to innovate and to pivot when needed. But it's just such a great program for young people to be part of a rock band or to learn how to produce their own music and to really form a strong community. So I'm super happy to be part of it. I'm happy to be here and to be able to share with everyone about Intonation. And I will just say one thing in terms of house music, where you'll find me is on the dance floor. And that's how I got my kids involved, was I would take them out to events, they dance with me, and so that just, we formed a love of house music together.
Well, that's a great thing. And again, we appreciate and we applaud everything you're doing, Tanya. And hopefully you get the rest of these kids.
Too, so.
Well, that's why I'm hoping that she, you know, carries it on to all the other incoming students and production students of pushing the house music sound and getting, you know, new producers out there.
Absolutely.
Instead of making the same stuff over and over again. We have brand new music, new goals, new excitement. Thank you again, Tanya, for coming on. We really appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, guys. So stick around right here for more to come. We're going to have Mad Mario coming on. We're going to find out a little bit about him and then get to hear what he's got to throw down. So stick around right here for more to come on DaBooth312, broadcasting off WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, DaBoothRadio.com, and Classic House Radio.
Jacket. 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 Jacket.
Let me tell you something.
Jacket. 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 Jacket.
That was the second game, and I'm not going to be long this morning. The second game, and I took inventory of several people. The second most popular game that we played as children is house. Is house.
Jacket.
Is house.
Jacket.
You cannot insult and inspire the same people that you insult. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I don't condemn you. I don't judge you. Because you can't evangelize and antagonize at the same time. We pick and choose the scriptures that we want to use to beat folk up with rather than look at our own lives.
Jacket.
Sit your hypocritical self down. We all got to look at ourselves. We all need Jesus. That was the second game, and I'm not going to be long this morning. The second game, and I took inventory of several people. The second most popular game that we played as children is house. Is house.
We're all part of your community.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
In a word, breastfeeding is amazing. The fact that we as women create life and get to nurture that life, it's an incredible feeling.
It's empowering. Breastfeeding is a magical bond that only I can have with my baby.
It's challenging and it's rewarding. When I go to the doctor, when I hear how well my baby is developing, I know that's because of all the goodness in my milk.
It's liberating. I can feed my baby and give him everything he needs anytime, anywhere.
Breastfeeding is powerful. Even when I'm at work, every time I pump, I know I'm doing this for my baby.
It's the best thing I can do for my baby.
While every mom has a different way of describing breastfeeding, we all need help and encouragement. So know that support is there for you, from your family or from your friends. And at womenshealth.gov/itsonlynatural.
Breastfeeding, it's only natural.
Mother's love, mother's milk. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
In a word, breastfeeding is amazing.
It's empowering.
It's the best thing I can do for my baby.
It's rewarding.
While every mom has a different way of describing breastfeeding, we all need help and encouragement. So know that support is there for you, from your family or from your friends. And at womenshealth.gov/itsonlynatural.
Breastfeeding, it's only natural.
Mother's love, mother's milk. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Regional World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the episode of DaBooth312. Sorry, that double commercial threw me off for a minute there on
Breastfeeding.
Yeah, sometimes these, I don't know, the CD player just...
Cambodian breast milk.
If you guys just tuning in, you missed a great session we had with Tanya Howe from Intonation Music. Make sure you check out intonationmusic.com. That's INTONATION music.com. If you are interested in putting your child in for music lessons, just any instrument, and also the production aspect. It sounds like a great program for kids.
I think it's really positive because, again, it's not, and I love the fact that they're open to kids outside of the area. It's not just strictly for the Bronzeville kids. It's push for them, but outside entities can be involved.
And it sounds like they're growing, so that's a good thing. And hopefully they continue to grow within the Chicagoland area and further out from there.
Well, we'll be staying in touch with her to have her come back on the show. She loved the fact that we had her on, and she's willing to come back and give us updates of those events coming in the spring and going into next year. So, you'll be seeing more of her to come. So.
That's right. All right, right now, right here, we have Classic House Radio's Mad Mario. Yeah, he gets real mad, but not in the mad sense of being, like angry mad. He's mad.
Won't even wrong to say that.
Mad skills.
Really? Great guy. No, seriously.
Mad skills.
He's a great person and also a great DJ. Mario, you do a great job, man. We love to hear you play, and real happy to have you on here, bro.
Thank you.
And, of course, right next to me and right next to, in between me and Mario, is our return right here, the owner, the
boss,
the big boss man of Classic House Radio.
The boss. Let me see on his chat forum.
Yeah, that's what they keep calling me.
It was chat.
Boss man.
Yeah. Fernando. So, Fernando, you said there were some updates and some changes for your Facebook site, right?
Yeah, we added some new features to the Facebook page. We're now going to be having podcast and video podcast directly on the Facebook page. They're not on Facebook, they're somewhere else, but they are embedded in Facebook, and you can view them from your mobile device. We've had Mixcloud mixes on our Facebook page, but they were only viewable from the desktop browser. But now we've got this, plus we're going to be adding a bunch of our content from our website on there, and we're going to have multiple categories of things on there. So we do old school house stuff, new school stuff, things like that. So we're going to have that separated. But we just added 3 of them yesterday. We'll be updating it as we go along. You can actually subscribe to the podcast on Facebook, and then you'll get notifications when we get new stuff and be able to follow along like that. And because it's not actually on Facebook, it's somewhere else, there's no copyright or any muting or anything like that going on with that.
So it's not live on Facebook, but you can
No, it is.
click. It's
It can be live on Facebook. Yeah, this is. I don't know. They rolled this out. I don't know if this was for everybody. You know, depending on how big your page is and stuff. So
Yeah, I just got something on that, and I know they were having a big session. I couldn't. Be a
yeah, we
part
got
of
it together and we got that up, and then really looking forward to it. Plus, we'll also be on Spotify now, Apple Music, Pandora, and everything else. So
that's great.
New thing that's happening.
That's a
with
beautiful
that.
thing. Keep pushing it out there.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is those videos can be 4K. So that's probably can't view it on your phone in 4K. Must stream 480.
the new iPhones. You can't.
But if you do, yeah. And then if you live stream Facebook, you can't live stream 4K. So yeah, really excited. This is a lot of great things are going to happen with that. And if you go to our Facebook page at Classic House Radio, you'll see it says podcast. You can click down. You can see the latest. We're going to move some items around on the Facebook page. You have videos. This is the first thing you see, but we're going to move the podcast right above that.
Nice.
You know, edit the page a little bit. So.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's great. Hopefully, you guys find us more easier on your page as well. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we can do the live stream stuff and all that without any issues, but this is a lot easier because having it send it out to the other platforms, plus being able to follow just that. I mean, you can follow the page, but now you can follow just this part of the page.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, you know. So it's all part of their plan to keep everybody on the platform, basically allowing you to have your website on there.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo. They excluded me. So
Yeah, you got to be in a certain range.
I think
on
it's
that.
50,000 is what they're the minimum.
Something. Yeah,
I'm
I forgot
small
what it was.
time.
Yeah.
50,000. I don't know. Who knows? I
So
mean,
we're gonna find a lot more of Mad Mario on there as well.
as a matter of fact, there is a mix of Mad Mario there already.
Yeah, there is.
And we have a bunch of video stuff that we did over the past year or so that I haven't published yet. I was just saving for a good way to put it in a nice, organized manner, not just throw it up as a Facebook post. So this is where we're going to be adding videos. So it'll be video podcast. We'll also have product reviews and other music news and music history stuff, plus DJs live sets and all that jazz on there.
Well, that's good. That's a great thing. I'm excited. I can't wait to take a look at more of this and see how it is. Make sure I subscribe as well. All right, so Mario, why don't you tell us a little bit about what went on yesterday, man? You're throwing down at your Halloween event.
It was interesting. Unique.
That's what I hear.
I like how he put that. That was very clean and very, very subdued.
It was unique.
There was a great vibe there. Tonio Productions, and it was exclusive.
It was nice.
The vibe was awesome. Building up until the Olivia, the main headliner, the vibe was great. It was a great vibe. Candy, US 99. That's where she's on.
She's on 99, yeah.
Did a great job hosting that, and
Well, everybody did a great
everything
job.
looked really great, and it was a good show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
I will agree.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but Mario did great.
I had fun. I mean,
it was a long night.
Well, Ron, you were there. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. How was Mario's set?
It was good. I mean, no, I told him I was leaving towards the middle end of your set, and it was great. I love how I take my hat off to the DJ that was before Mario, because that was really tough. How they had to jump through the hoops to get, because they had a Halloween costume contest. They gave $1,000 away to the winner.
And a trip to Nashville.
for second place.
Yeah.
For second place.
Right. And
One way?
That's a two-way.
I don't know.
But the way they did that, and with all that going on, and then they got the folks off the stage and then went into the DJ that was playing right before Mario and went straight back into house music, because you had a 2-hour window of hip hop house, and whatnot. So I take my hat off to both the gentleman that was before Mario and then Mario, because Mario's up there, and then I'm always constantly aware of what's going on around me. If there's all this movement, they had DJ Olivia leaving the venue, going up on the stage and right next to Mario. That would have messed with my psyche a little bit, because it's just her entourage. It wasn't just her that walked up. It was her whole entourage, the security and whatnot that got her out. And it was like a lot going on. So I take my hat off to you because I would have been like, get out of here. I'm trying to play, you know.
Get it that James Brown was exiting the building.
with Michael Jackson.
With Michael Jackson.
Let's not go there.
That was cool, though. I mean,
let's not go there.
So Mario, you've been playing for a few years now.
Several.
When'd you start?
Really? What,
Four
you
score
really
and
know?
7 years ago.
Well, I started in '86, actually, 1986.
86.
Yeah.
Start with house music.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Straight house.
Okay.
Yep. Junior high.
yeah, Mario does a great.
Just
You can do new
different-
stuff, and you can do old house stuff. You can do the edit, old school house stuff, plus new stuff. Sometimes he puts both of them together. It's
I get bored at home. That's what I do.
yeah, it's an energetic set. It's kind of what he tries to put together.
Fernando, sit back. Let him talk.
So who are one of your influences as a DJ in house music? Who influenced you?
Oh, the Hot Mix 5.
Okay.
Anyone in particular, or just all of them?
Well, all of them.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They all brought their own flavor and their own little
Yes.
vibe to it. So
I mean,
it was a great collective.
I also grew up listening to what? Oh my goodness, what's the old disco DAI back in the day? Also.
Okay.
Okay, I'm showing my age.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
How old are you, Mario?
Old enough. But that's why I grew up listening to it. Then BMX, and then it stages up to B96 and so on, and the college stations.
Yeah,
Okay.
college stations were definitely a big part of it, and bringing all that
You never
out.
know. You never know what you're going to listen to. Or you're run into. Also.
And the one thing I loved about like college radio, KKC back in the day,
That too.
Bobby Q, Bobby. You know.
it got
King House,
you. They kept it underground and that garage sound.
Yep.
Because my cousin was a garage DJ, and nothing wrong with that, like you just said. And as a matter of fact, Track Source has built up the garage house genre,
Yes, he did. Yep.
where if you really are diving in there, you'll see deep house, you'll see soulful house, you'll see a plethora of different genres.
You love that word, don't you?
Love that, right?
You know, professor here.
But they put them all together, and then they just made it something that's more up tempo for soulful house is in the garage house. Something that is a little bit more harder of a deep house track is in the garage house, and that's what I came growing up on is garage house. So
It's fun. It's a fun genre to play with too.
yeah.
So.
So speaking of which, house music has a lot of subgenres to it. So what is your favorite to play?
Me, mainly house, or some classics.
So you're stuck in that classic realm as well, or?
Sometimes. Lately, I've been in a funky mood playing it. But yeah,
Okay.
never hurts to go back once in a while, reminisce.
Is that what we're gonna hear from you today?
A little bit of everything,
Okay.
Good.
old and new and old. Maybe some of my edits. Never
Okay.
know.
This
You
guy's
never
got some
know.
killer edits. I love his edits and his vibe.
You never know what I'm gonna do.
I mean, he was in that suit for hours yesterday,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I had the hood on until that heat lamp was just tearing me up. I couldn't
Oh,
take
you
it.
think I moved away from the heat lamp?
I tried to, but
I was roasting.
people like to keep walking between you and pushing you over, and I'm like, why did you come this way? So I'm trying to give them their space. I found myself getting right back over to the heater, and I took off because I had the cloak on. People were like, "What's your costume?" I'm like,
Jedi.
That's what I walk in and I'm standing there and I'm just kind of looking around. And I look behind me and he's got his hood on like Luke Skywalker.
Ron's trying to hide his
The Last
identity,
Jedi
man.
or whatever, just standing there all peaceful. That's Ron.
and one lady walked up and said, "So what is your costume?" I said, "What's the character? The video game Assassin's Creed."
Oh, yeah.
I said Assassin's Creed, but then Black Death. And she goes, "Why would you say that?" And I open up my shirt and I have this big skull. It's a picture of a skull with his hand like this, kind of like holding his face. And she's like, "Oh." And she turned around and I closed the cloak up and put the hood back down. And he's standing there laughing and he goes, cool party, huh? He literally said, cool party, huh? Like, But no, it was a good time yesterday, and he had a really good set. And again, I take my hat off to Fernando because it's great to have, when you have one of your guys from your show playing. Rob is just like you. Rob comes out as much as he can, and it's great to see the boss man or the head guy.
Watch out, we're gonna start calling me the boss man now.
Just wear the T-shirt, the boss man. But it's great. He's there. He's taking photos of his guy playing, and people were looking around, going, "Why is he getting a photo shoot?"
Yeah.
That
was like, what's going on?
And it was right after the costume thing, so he wasn't taking pictures of the costume. People was like, "I'm getting pictures of my guy," and I'm like, "That's great."
Yeah.
I mean, but you had a lot of different flavor at the party at that event, but overall it was a good night.
It's a great venue. The Pavilion in Bridgeview.
It's awesome.
Nice
place.
And like I said, Tony and them put together a good show,
Mhm.
and it had a great vibe early on. It was definitely, I was tempted to start covering it, but nobody asked. There's no transaction taking place, so the camera's staying in the back.
Right, yeah.
But
no, I definitely understand that. So, Mario, what do you have coming up? Do you have anything before our event?
As
on the
far as I
20th?
know, event-wise, I have one coming up November 20th.
Yeah, that's one I'll be at as well.
Yeah, that's like
when I got hit up on that, I said old school. I'm like, Mackie, really?
Yeah.
Old school.
Well,
You want me
Mackie
to play old
from
school?
the cutting crew asked me. He goes, you want in? I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, okay.
So I'm going to give you an invite right now because we have an event earlier that day on the 20th. It's a rooftop party.
Yep. So we'll be there first. I'll be there first, and then shoot over
Is it during the
to our
daytime?
thing.
Say again?
During the daytime?
During the day,
Yeah,
2 to 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the boss man's already been invited.
Okay. I'll come if you want me to.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you to come, and no, you cannot get in.
Oh, man.
He's going to get to the
At
door.
the door. Are you old enough to be here?
I'm going to go there. It's a height requirement.
Yeah, one of the rulers at the door. To ride this ride, you got to be.
Okay, I know I'm short, but come on, man.
Again,
So
great party, huh?
Yeah.
So we got a double event that day for the 20th. So like I said, I'll be at our rooftop party, and then I'll be with you throwing down for that. Mackie did throw me off on that one because I agreed to it. I said, okay, that's fine. Then the next promo I see on it says all vinyl. I say, well, I don't have vinyl anymore. I haven't had vinyl in years.
Rob, he asked me, he goes, yeah, you got any vinyl? I'm like, do you know who I am? I keep my stuff since little. My collection.
Yeah.
Now I got to go digging in my storage and start cherry picking.
Yeah, I've got the vinyl in my little vault
Yeah,
there
it's-
Yeah,
waiting
see,
to
I
go.
don't have
Put
vinyl
together.
anymore. My stuff was stolen years ago, and I never, recollected that. So he said, don't worry about it. We'll have the Serato vinyl, and we can set up that way. I said, okay.
That worked, too.
Yeah, that's fine with me. So we'll be throwing down for that one. And then also Ron and I will be throwing down together on the 6th, November 6th.
Yeah.
So next Saturday, we'll be throwing down as well at Baseline. right?
Baseline,
Baseline. So we'll be throwing down for that one as well.
Starting at 9 p.m.
We'll give more information a little bit on that. I'll pull up the flyer so we get name, address, and everyone that's participating on that one. And we'll talk a little bit later as well about our event for the rooftop, and then later on that evening where we'll be up north for our event as well. So stick around right here. We got more to come. You guys can get a chance to hear Mad Mario throwing down for you guys on the 1s and 2s.
Yay.
So definitely I'm excited for this one. I hate playing after this guy because the level he sets it at the bar, but I'll be playing after you, so we'll see. See where I take it. Stick around right here for more to come on DaBooth312, broadcasting off WIT 88.9 FM Chicago, DaBoothRadio.com, and Classic House Radio.
Da Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to DaBooth312 Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Like what we play?
Yes! Something everybody can listen to.
Don't be greedy. Share the love. Let your friends and family know. Coming up next, more great music.
For some people, difficult transitions like retirement, divorce, or loss of a loved one may contribute to feelings of hopelessness or even thoughts of suicide. The risk of suicide is even higher for men over 50 who've served our country. Guys like me. Support from friends and family makes such a big difference. Every day, your actions could help save a life. Learn how you can help at veteranscrisisline.net.
Hi, I'm Vivica Fox. Every year, millions of animals lose their homes and end up in shelters. Learn how to help animals in need of rescue and adoption at AmericanHumane.org and be a hero to our best friends in their worst times.
Regional World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
When you are ready, I will surrender. Take me and do as you will. Have what you want, your way's always the best way. I have succumbed to this passive sensation, peacefully falling away. I am the zombie, your wish will command me. Laugh as I fall to my knees. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me. Can I control this empty delusion, lost in the fire below? And you come running, your eyes will be open. Sing it back to me, back to me. And when you come back, I'll be as you want me, only so eager to please. My little song will keep you beside me, thinking your name as I sing. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing
Sheila, you know I want to be the only one. Oh, baby, understand that I want to be the only man. But it seems as though it's getting too hard, and I think I'll start to have my own fun. Oh, baby, it's plain to see that you're qualified to fulfill your needs. You think you're pulling over on me? Well, honey, baby, just wait and see. Say, oh, oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. This time I say, oh, oh, Sheila, you know I want to be the only one for her. Baby, it's 1, 2, 3. I love you, baby, honestly. I want to dee-da-dee-da-dee. Dee-da-dee-da-doo. Oh, oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Oh, oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Oh, baby, love me right. Let me love you till the dead of night. Can't you let the others be? 'Cause with you is where I got to be. Yeah. Oh, baby, understand that I want to be the only man. You think you're pulling over on me? Well, honey, baby, just you wait and see. And we sing.
I
pop your front, freak your back. This is how Chicago Jack. Work it low to the flow. Watch how these booties react. Pop your front, freak your back. This is how Chicago Jack. Work it low to the flow. Watch how these booties react. Pop your front, freak your back. This is how Chicago Jack. Work it low to the flow. Watch how these booties react. Pop your front, freak your back. This is how Chicago Jack. Work it low to the flow. Watch how these booties react. Pop your front, freak your back. 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 This is how Chicago Jack.
All that I could say was.
Must stop. Okay?
Said you were my lady, and your love was true. But as soon as I turn my back, baby, look what you're going to do. Start sneaking at you, using me like a tool. Now I know the deal, I can see right through you. I said you ain't really down, playing the games you do.
As a referee, I pay attention for a living.
While I'm busy watching the game, I need your help keeping an eye on the stands.
If you see something that doesn't look quite right, tell a law enforcement official.
We all play an important role in protecting our communities, and you can help.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
If you see something, say something is used with permission by the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
America's wounded warriors are coming home. After serving on foreign shores, these brave men and women are returning to their families and communities. Many have wounds you can see, and many have wounds you can't see, like post-traumatic stress disorder. Now that these warriors are back home, they are ready to enter the civilian workforce. To help, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a career counseling service that helps warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. These extraordinary men and women bring proven world-class job skills and a unique perspective on teamwork to the job. And to ensure the right warrior finds the right job, Wounded Warrior Project works with employers to find just the right match. When you hire a wounded warrior, you hire an intelligent, talented, and committed new employee. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to DaBooth312, broadcasting now WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago, DaBoothRadio.com, and Classic House Radio. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, you missed out on a great mix by Mad Mario, who just threw it down for you guys. A lot of great edits in that mix, and definitely appreciate that. And it's not just, it's old school, but it's changed up. I love the variety in the old school. But, I'll tell you, I do love the new school more so. I love moving to the future and seeing where music's going. So that's definitely a big thing. But, Mario, thank you, man. We really appreciate that. Like I always tell you, man, you do a great job when you throw down.
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Bring your mic down a little bit so we can hear you. Thank you. Yeah, you did a great job. Love the vibe. I know people were walking around were enjoying it as well. I could see their heads bobbing to it and moving. Yeah. So you did a great job, man.
Thanks.
And I could just imagine how great you did last night.
Last night was good. It was good. It was fire like this.
I can't wait till the 20th. I'm gonna see what he throws down. You are bringing vinyl for that one, right?
I'll surprise you.
We're all gonna use the same Creator Records.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
okay. We'll do it like that.
Playing forwards and backwards and backwards and forwards.
Who's
and
going to play
together.
Love and Music and Capricorn and
How many times and are they going to play
for
it?
the,
and-
for the youngsters out there, that's old school house.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can only play so much of it, you know, until it gets played out and.
Or Lime.
Oh,
You know, Lime, I seen an interesting article because we're thinking about booking the real Lime, not the one that's acting as Lime, the real Lime, the original singer. When I was going through their biography, so I was trying to, you know, the female singer, she's still active. The male guy, I'm trying to find, well, where's that guy? Because she's performing as the real Lime, but it's a different male. And in the stuff, I guess there were rumors back in the early 80s that Dennis LePage is the male singer, that they were saying that he did both voices. And I thought, and I saw playing back the track, and I went, no way. But then Denise LePage is the original singer from Lime, and yeah, I seen some live performances of her. I was like, there's no way that Dennis did both voices. That is that lady's original
voice.
Yeah, that's a hard voice to replicate. But that was just something I found it was in Wikipedia as rumors from back in the early 80s.
Wow.
Well, like a lot of people say, don't believe everything you read on Wikipedia.
Seeing is believing, as they say.
Yeah, well, you know, not many people are around to, you know, they have seen the originals, so they're slowly dying off.
Yeah, but the original Lime, Denise, is taking bookings now, so we're looking to bring them here to Chicago. I know the other people that are acting as Lime have been here like
perpetrators.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a thing I was looking at. How did that start? So on Denise's page and stuff, they're saying, you know, there's lawsuits trying to get them to stop. But the original reason why they were doing it, I guess the label did it because they wanted to have a younger couple doing the live performances. So this was something, I don't know, some sort of twisted
as a record
mess.
label, we have rights to this, and we're going to keep this name pushing without you.
Royalties.
Yeah, and then they had sold, Denise and them had sold the royalty, the rights to the original songs like, I think 20 years ago. So, yeah.
So today, what people are seeing is a Milli Vanilli.
I think that they had performed as live way further back.
Okay.
But they're not.
I did
they're
see
not,
that. I did see him perform at before Excalibur was gone. But yeah, I saw him perform, and they're not the same. In my opinion, they're not the same. Not the original. They're not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the
Everybody
originals
doesn't know that.
are significantly older. I think Denise is.
Denise is the original. Yeah, like
I think
Randall
she's
said.
mid-70s or so.
Wow. Okay.
But she still can sing that. I don't know how
She
you
has
make
that voice.
I don't know how you can make that voice, but she's
The chords are still good.
yeah.
Practice.
So I
Some
think
people don't lose it. Some people don't.
Some people don't, and some people,
No,
you know,
and they keep it.
unfortunately, due to age,
They're
they
just-
do. So
And then they're blessed with it too. So that's the other thing.
I mean, when you hear Tin City from back in the 80s, the pitch was a lot higher. Byron's pitch was a lot
He still
higher.
sings-
He still does,
still
but
does
it's
it.
not as high. It's come down a little bit because of age, but he's still up there.
He still throws down.
Byron, if you're listening to that, you gotta,
wait,
you know,
I'm not.
that's a challenge.
Nowhere in any way, shape, or form am I saying he doesn't throw down. I'm saying, but when you listen to the original Tin City stuff, and then you hear now that Marshall Jefferson and them have been re-editing,
Yeah.
and they've re-performed it now. You hear there is a difference in the sound from the pitch, you know.
yeah.
But no, Byron is still Byron by all means. No, I'm not dissing him at all.
I love the guy to
We've
death.
had him on the show.
Great guy.
Great guy. Yes.
Great guy.
So you
Yes,
hear
he
the
is.
difference though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But super duper guy, man. He's super cool.
Now, another singer / actress whose pitch hasn't changed, Diana Ross.
That's true.
Diana Ross has a new album that just came out. And when you listen to her sing and you listen to the old Motown, still sounds the same. And I'm like, and there ain't no voice box, whatever the
She's got the
sound
old.
stuff.
She has an old school vibe. Still,
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it's never going to disappear.
I just wish Donna Summers had never left us, you know, because she was coming back with new disco stuff.
Oh, of course.
You know, so
Yeah, I agree.
hats off to Donna Summers, rest in peace out there. So
Yeah.
So what else besides the 20th does Classic House Radio have going on coming up?
We're looking at some events in the spring.
Okay. Nothing in the winter?
Maybe not, because what I'm looking at doing are much larger parties, like much bigger parties.
Anything at the pavilion, maybe?
You know what? It's tempting.
Well,
That's why I threw it out
it's a nice place, but we're gonna stick. It's Northwest Indiana over there.
Okay.
But that is an interesting thought. I like the place. It's got a great stage.
It's got a great potential.
Anything downtown.
Or that.
Unless I win the lottery.
I mean, if you haven't been to the Virgin Hotel is a great venue, but it depends on what size you're looking at. But I love the atmosphere there, and I love the crowd that comes to the Virgin Hotel.
I think that as I look at it, the cost of the advertising and the size of the event, where the costs are now do not line up with the smaller event. It's pretty much go big or you can't do it.
Mhm.
And then asking the venue to absorb that cost, then you're into the mentality or state of mind of the venue. Because the cost really to do an event is about 15% of gross revenue for the particular night. That's not excessive. But in some venues' minds, that's excessive. They want to pay 3%. Can't run ads like that.
Right.
And unless they have an established customer base where you're providing an event for their people, this isn't going to work.
Right.
So doing it where we're spending a couple of $1,000s on ads works on a larger event. Can't spend $2,000, $3,000 in advertising trying to get 100 people or 200 people.
Right.
And where that's at right now, depending on the venue, we're looking probably $700, $800 just to draw like 150 people that never been to a venue.
Right.
You need the if they don't have a regular customer base, it's going to be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a decision that a lot of venues that are struggling to stay open need to make. Either you invest in your venue or you just give it up, just make it a bar. Just
Yeah.
have that.
Well, some of the venues or events that are coming up is like Ron and I spoke about earlier. We have the Spin Chicago's kickoff party. That's Saturday, November 6th at Baseline, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So make sure you guys check that out. Baseline is located at 2239 South Michigan. You have Spin Chicago's very own Paul James. You have Brian Frazier, myself, Rob Waite, DJ RTW. You got Ron Tinsley will be throwing down as well, DJ Shells, King D, the DJ, and DJ Sailor. So we'll be all throwing down next Saturday, November 6th. So make sure you guys come out for that. Then when we push forward to the 20th, we got two events going on that day. Of course, we have the rooftop. Ron, why don't you go ahead and tell them about the rooftop?
Top of the Park, November 20th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. The lineup includes RTW, myself, Rick Johnson, Vincent R. We got Marquez Antonio, and we're going to have a guest DJ because our very own Tony Techniques is already part of another event, so he won't be there, but we have somebody that's going to take his place, and we're going to announce that this week, so stay tuned. But I want to also throw in between that, November 10th is the Marine Corps birthday, nationwide, worldwide. Me being a retired Marine, it is the 236th birthday, if I'm not mistaken, November 10th. And we are going to be celebrating the Marine Corps anniversary at Local 83, 8355 South Pulaski. And if you are a veteran and you have, I'm not sure how they're going to go about proving that, but if you are a veteran, whether you're a veteran from the Marine Corps or Army, Navy, Air Force, definitely come out to Local 83, and I believe he's doing some free drinks up to a certain point in time. So if you can show up and show some love on the Marine Corps birthday, that'd be great. Myself, Marquez Antonio, and the lineup is to be announced, but I do have the flyer up on my page, and I have been promoting it on the Red Lab on Friday nights. So come out and show your support to veterans who serve this country and help protect our freedom that we sometimes take for granted.
That's right.
On November 10th. So,
and then also on November 20th, once we're done with Top of the Park, I'll be heading out to another event where Mad Mario will be throwing down with me. We'll be at the Old School Reunion, where you'll have Crazy Cuttin' Chris, Mad Boy Milton, Mackie C, Eddie R, and then, of course, like I said, Mad Mario, Jimmy the Heat, yours truly, Rob Wade, DJRTW, and Fernando, who are also be throwing down. These guys here talking about sharing a crate on this one, so better be a thick crate.
What is it? It's
Sharing is
is it
caring.
East Linden High School, or what does it say? East Linden.
East
and
Linden
West?
High
East Linden, yeah, and East and West Linden High School.
It's their
So
high school class reunion or something.
yeah, high school class reunion for East and West Linden. That'll be Saturday, November 20th in the evening from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. It'll be a long day for me. And that one's going to be in River Grove at 2222 River Road.
you don't have that far to drive then. You're leaving the rooftop and just right on the expressway.
Yeah, I'll be traveling a little bit. Yeah. But yeah,
No
it's going to
time.
be a
Right,
long
no
time.
time. No time.
No time.
What is the name of that place over there? Is it Home Run?
That's 15 minutes from my house.
Oh, okay.
So it's just
Trying to think of the name of the
Yeah,
venue.
you're both going to be.
no highway, just all
I-
back roads for me.
I don't see the name of the venue.
It's
on
in
this.
the ghost image in the center and the bottom, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. Homestretch Inn, you're right.
Homestretch Inn.
Sorry about that. Homestretch Inn is where we'll be at. So, yeah, it'll be definitely a long day for me, but a lot of great house music. So I'll be going from the new school to the old school, and and that day, taking a travel back in time.
Will you be early to both events?
Don't forget to fire up.
He will be.
hey, don't forget to fire up the DeLorean either. You know, so just to get there.
As long as I don't get like some of the Southsiders and get trapped in the old days, then I'm okay. You know,
boy.
You're stuck in limbo.
Get stuck by a train.
Oh my God.
I mean, I love the old school. It's where I started, but I always look for the new school and what's new to come out
Evolve.
on the house music. Evolution of house is really
evolve.
important.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. Just like with our guest earlier today for Tanya Howell and Intonation Music, where we have a lot of young, prospecting producers coming out and working on music. And hopefully it'll be, Tanya will be pushing the house music on that side. And
She already said she has, so that's great. And again, take my hat off to those educators who are keeping the house music vibe going, because introducing it to the youth and it was pretty cool last night. You saw some young folks there with some of the older folks intermingling.
That's a great point. Now, this is something that, we do this Three Monkeys thing that's South Chicago. It's just a little bar, but it's a fun place. And we had some younger, it wasn't a very busy day, but there were a couple of young people, and just like there were at the pavilion, where they're like 21, 23. If you looked at them, you wouldn't think they liked the music. But some of the stuff with the old house stuff is that it was good then, and it's still good now, because if you've never heard it, it's still good.
Right.
And I was watching them, like, they're jamming out to French Kiss and, some hip house tracks.
But the flip side of that is a lot of them can relate to it because their parents were playing it in the house.
Yep.
And they could be like, I'll remember that.
yeah, but see, my daughter didn't like it when I was playing it. But as soon as hip hop started using the loops and their beats, then all of a sudden she loved it.
Because it was touched by someone in her age group that she can vibe with.
Yeah.
Well,
You
what
know.
you relate to.
Right. I mean, Kanye West did it, and it went over well. I don't think if too many other, a couple of other hip hop artists have done the same thing, but if Kanye didn't do it first, I think it wouldn't have gone over as well, because the youth would have been like, I don't want to hear that. But again, the EDM scene has changed. You know, I mean, that's a whole nother conundrum to get into. But the EDM scene has changed, where the guys like DJ Tiesto, who were the kings of EDM, are now going back to their roots. They're going back to tech house and techno versus the EDM sound. They're still doing it. They're still producing it, but they're slowly going back because they're getting older. They're not young like they used to be anymore, especially Tiesto.
He's 50 plus.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going back to the roots because it's like that's where they came from. Hey, I'm pulling away from that, and that crowd that followed him is going right back with him. So,
what are your thoughts on this, Ron? This is something I've talked with the guys about. Is a lot of us are friends with other DJs, and we've been DJs for a long time. So there's a whole bunch of songs we just heard a million times over and over, and then we see the stuff from all our DJ friends, and we build a perception because we're just kind of seeing our friends or little small sphere of people. So when you have like a club night, there's regular people that go to club stuff. That's one thing. But when you have like these concert parties, this is a different group of people. You know, these are people that they're not exposed to the constant barrage of flyers and social media posts that we see about events and see all these different mixes from all these guys live streaming, and they don't hear, there's no mixes really on the radio for the general mass population to listen to in Chicago. So their experience with the music is really, really, really small. So stuff that we think that, oh, that isn't going to fly, that ain't going to fly, I don't want to hear this song, I don't want to hear that song, but that's something that these people that come to the concert style parties are all excited about, you know? Do you think that that maybe we kind of overplay some of what we think about some of the older music because we overheard it?
Well, you know, I would agree, but then I've heard it from the youth. I've been at a venue right out in the South Loop, and I heard some 25-year-olds say, "Oh, don't go in there. They're playing that house music crap." And I'm like, "Excuse me, I don't mean to be all up in your conversation, but can I ask you a question?" And she was like, "Sure. Are you from Chicago?" "Yes, I am." "Okay, wait. You were born and raised here?" "Yes." "How is this music that was created by us here in Chicago, how is it crap?" Her response was this: "That's the music my mother and my grandmother and them listened to. I don't want to hear that."
My grandma, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but do you realize we're not playing that the old school, we're playing newer house. Oh, there's newer house? Because they were so saturated with hearing the same songs. Gotta have nothing against Marshall Jefferson. He made a classic right off the bat. But when some of those younger folks hear gotta have house music, they're like, that's what my grandmother played. I don't want to hear that. And when you go to places like Prism, when you go to places downtown like the Spy Bar, and these Europeans are coming in at the rapid rate, getting booked. They're booking Europeans left and right before they book the local guys.
They're not booking the local guys at all. This is a whole structure of how they're feeding it in there.
It is.
But that's a whole broad topic.
And you're right. Yeah. But the thing is, those folks that go to those venues are hearing stuff that these artists and producers are making, and they know these producers by name. You know, you get Ferris Colston to come in, and they're like, it's jam-packed. And he comes to Chicago, and he can sell out the place. And these people are hearing music, and he's not playing old school Chicago house because he's in Chicago.
Well, so that's one type of crowd. That's a different set of people. So with the concert stuff, we're talking mass. So that's not the mass population. That is a big segment. That's a big
Huge,
audience.
right.
But there's this other one that doesn't really listen to it, doesn't follow it. They know it. These are people that will show up to like a George Lamont concert, a TKA concert. Those are the people that show up to that. Couples. Those people ain't showing up to Prism or Radius or any of that. But those other people ain't showing up at this other stuff either.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a kind of a different segment. But those people, because of the influence with all the European stuff, convincing, communicating, giving them some more stuff to maybe shape an opinion is going to take a lot of work. And
it's a popularity thing.
It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take money.
Right. Because when you have festivals like Mambi, a lot of those people on those rosters or those lineups, you're like, who's that? But you pull their music up on Tracksource or Bandcamp or whatever, and they got there's that word again,
Or
a
Beatport.
plethora.
Or Beatport also.
Right.
Yeah.
They got all this music, and you're like, who is this guy? Never heard of him or her, because there's some she's in there that you're like, I've never heard of her, and she's DJ, and how is she on this lineup? So when you do the research and you go, oh, well, you're a producer. And what's the music you're making? Progressive. Oh, okay. Then look at the crowd.
But look one step further and go look at the label, look at who owns the sound equipment, who owns the marketing team, who owns the PR firm, who owns all of that, and then you'll slowly see that everything you see to dream and aspire, how about that, to be booked at one of these major venues, things like that, that's never going to happen unless you get into that ecosystem.
Into that circle.
That's
right.
yeah.
But getting into that, the Ukrainian Nastia, her group, they do techno stuff there, and you've got Nina Kravitz and all that. All these people, all their marketing is all related. If you go and pull all their pages and look at the clips that get produced, you'll go, they are all identical in theme on a daily basis, and it's all of them. They have one fantastic marketing strategy and global plan that they have pulled the pants down on all of us over here, that because we're too busy being jealous and petty and fighting with each other to ever work together, that we'll never catch up. Or we don't have to catch up. We can do a complete separate thing, but nobody here wants to cooperate enough. We have 60,000 followers. We have 2 million impressions a year. We have 865,000 website visitors, regular visitors a year. We ask people here, work with us, use our platform to promote your stuff, because we can reach more people than you can. The way that the growth is here with your social media pages, unless something bizarre and organic happens, you're not even going to catch up to where we are, and we're still small. We're going to have a campaign here over the next quarter just to drive the page up over 100,000. Only going to do that because that's kind of a level we need to do some other stuff on the social media platform that we need to do.
And that's what it's all about for us, is hitting those next plateaus.
Right, but see, we need to have a page of over 1 million, maybe 1.5 million, because the interaction, when you post something, the industry standard across all of Facebook, you look at all the big pages, is 3%. 3% is the normal of people that see the things that you post, 3%. So you got 100 followers, that's 30,000. I mean, you just keep escalating it. So when, this is something that everyone's not looking at, because everyone wants success for themselves and then wants to take it from someone else, or they put themselves in
Or competing for the same crowd.
Yeah, there's a bigger crowd across the world. We could do events in South America, Indonesia, South Asia.
Croatia?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go over there. But,
Actually, right now it's not bad.
Yeah.
Right now it has calmed down. I've been paying attention.
But but there's just places where if we unify together and create a global marketing plan like that, and we could do these events, those parties could be $400, $500, $600 to get into. Those people in them, in different places, they'll pay for that. And then we have an event where we make, $1 million or something like that. That's not going to happen here. We're not going to do that event here. And we're not going to do this fighting with each other. We have people that produce great music. We have a bunch of people that started up a bunch of labels. They don't have the marketing behind there to push their people globally. They have these guys, everyone's just churning out all these songs. And how many did you sell? How many plays did you get?
Yeah.
And I got people telling me, we got 30,000 plays. Well, that's nothing. Because did you get any money from it? No, that's not enough. You need way more than 1 million to start generating revenue. And that's never going to happen unless you have this broader marketing. You're just trying to do it for yourself. I could care less. I don't promote myself. You look at all the stuff we got, my face ain't all over everything. I could change the page to, Fernando's radio, but I don't. I try to promote the other guys. I put everybody else's stuff out there first, and it would be really nice if everybody would. Well, it's not going to happen, I mean.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like I always say, that's what we've been doing from day one, and that's what we strive to do. But if we're constantly focused on those who do not want to participate in that and do not want to work together, then we're never going to achieve the end goal, what we're trying to achieve. So we just have to, welcome those who do want to join us, and those who don't, then they can sit on the wayside.
It's harder to do right. It's easy to do wrong.
Always.
That's true.
Always.
Negative. If you ever study marketing and you are a marketeer, not a musketeer, a marketeer, but when you look at what gets out faster, the fact that somebody train wrecked at an event as big as the pavilion, or your guy played an awesome set. People want to talk about the negative first, because he train wrecked? Oh, why is he on the radio? And why is that? But
You're gonna have it no matter what.
Right.
Okay.
It's in life.
Well, it's the older DJs, the mentality we have, critiquing everyone's
Some.
little thing.
You're right.
The regular people could care less and don't even notice, you know. And then it's not the general population holding us back; it's ourselves.
And you know what? I've heard DJs come on here and have a bad set. And am I sugarcoating it? I'm not the one that's going to be like, your set sucked. I mean, I may say that about myself, but if any of us have a bad day, we're human. And if you have a bad set, I'm not going to say, dude, you sucked. I ain't never bringing you back. But might say, hey, good try. Come back another time. And if you come back that second time, you have the same, then he's gonna be looking at me. The guy that wears the boss shirt, and he's gonna say, I don't think we need to have him back. And I'm gonna be like, okay. But we all have our moments. I mean, and like we were talking,
We're not
in the
perfect.
back.
Yeah, more the established guys here. I mean, we got different guys that are more serious than others, and they have their own groups. These are the people that need to work together, and then whatever happens down below that can be handled from that side, and managing groups of combative people is a very delicate thing. It's not an easy thing, but
exactly,
and I mean, it could be done, but it's nobody wants to spend any money, and the stuff costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
and it's there's no other way, and the window of actually spending money to grow like this is slowly closing, and this is, net neutrality, them taking that down, and then these privacy policy stuff in response to all the political disinformation and all that other stuff out there is closing out small people from growing into a larger platform. And then the larger platforms that exist want this to happen so they can maintain their position because they have all these operations in place. This stuff costs a lot of money. I mean, even where our website, and we struggle, we have to use interns here or there, but we really need a paid staff. But to pay someone $300 to make an article, well, then we're gonna have to spend this much money on ads to keep the response up on the page to make that work. And then, there's a whole lot to it. And just making a
part of
post
business.
Doesn't do anything. It's one thing that's with our Facebook page. People will look at the page if they've never been there, and they'll look and they'll say, oh, well, you only had 4 likes on this or only 30 likes on that. Oh, nobody's paying attention. Those are regular random posts. Those aren't the posts that we make to direct content to. We run paid ads. Everything we do is paid to our own followers or to subgroups of our followers or groups of the regular population. So when we talk these big numbers, it's because of the ads. Because again, 3% at best is going to see a post. A hot post will do maybe 7 to 12% response of the total amount of people that follow your page. That's insignificant. That people, oh, share it. Well, okay, your page has this many followers. Guess what? Only like 100 people are going to see it. If I have the material and I post it, sometimes we get 35,000, sometimes we get 5,000, sometimes we get 500. It kind of depends on a lot of things. But for some people, it's got to be about us. It's got to be on my thing. Okay, well, I can't help your page grow. I mean, I can communicate it, but I can't help that grow. It's going to be limited to, and it's screwed up. But they're going to be making changes to social media, the way that the algorithm works and all this. So everything might change completely in another year.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely be waiting to see that again. So we just got to deal with the times and keep moving forward and do the best we can as far as the business side of it.
Yeah. Be
So-
peaceful and respectful to everybody.
Definitely. Well, I just want to say before I get on, do my mix, thank you again for coming on this month and bringing
I appreciate
your guys and sharing it. And again, thank you for adding us to Classic House Radio as well. We appreciate that. Again, the unity aspect, and we do strive for that. And that's, not something we just preach. We live by it. We try to continue that. So we thank you for working with us on that.
I appreciate. Have it a month long. I feel like I live here or something.
Well,
But,
we're part of the family, so yeah, we'll
I appreciate
definitely
all
be
the help
working
you do
together.
with the events, and I appreciate the opportunity for all the guys here to get on.
No, definitely. You got some great
thanks.
DJs there. So if you guys want to check out more of the great DJs of Classic House Radio, make sure you go to ClassicHouseChicago.com. Check out all their DJs and make sure you like it and share it and follow them. And they'll give you the updates for everything coming up with them. All right, guys, stick around right here for more to come. And I'll be closing out the set and ending it out. Any final thoughts, Ron, before we close out?
No, I think we covered everything, and just have a safe weekend. Weekend. I wish it was the weekend. Hey, have a safe week, and the Bears lost.
And Halloween. It's still
Unfortunately.
Halloween, so
It's Halloween. The Bears
be safe.
dressed up as not the Bears, and they got beat bad. But other than that, just remember, we're rolling into winter. There are homeless people out there. If you have clothing that you are going to throw away, maybe push that to the Salvation Army or give it to that homeless person that you see out here that is getting ready to deal with this winter element that Chicago is known for. Let's help out these homeless folks as much as we can. Give those old clothing and shoes to them so they can have something to keep themselves warm in this upcoming winter. That's all I got.
All right, guys. So stick around right here for the final mix by yours truly, DJRTW, Rob Waite. Until next week, though, we love you guys. Peace.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 Chicago.
And this is fresh.
This station plays all the greatest hits and more. Non-stop music every day. 24/7. Only hits.
Stop, keep the beat rocking.
Are you at risk for oral cancer?
I never chew tobacco.
I don't drink much.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life.
You're 3 times as likely to get oral cancer if you drink or use tobacco. What about HPV?
HPV. Isn't that about cervical cancer?
What does that have to do with oral cancer?
You're 30 times more likely to get oral cancer if you have HPV or the human papillomavirus.
HPV? Didn't know that.
Learn more about HPV and oral cancer at myoms.org. This message is brought to you by your oral and facial surgeons.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we all experience difficulties in life.
Military veterans know that sometimes it takes strength and determination to make it through.
Whether it's physical challenges or struggles on the inside, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it.
Learn how veterans like us have reached out for help and hear stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
you set me free when you play my song. I give thanks to you, 'cause you saved me, and that's hard to do. Now reality, not too far from me, that's how it should be. I'm so glad to know. How do I let go? How I let go? 'Cause the thought of losing me keeps me dancing to be got to be free. How do I let go? How do I let go? When you got me losing my mind, I'm not ready. It's not my time, no, no. It's not my time, no, no. It's alright.
Hey, I thought you and the boys were doing some environmental cleanup thing today.
We are.
Well, it looks more like you're going fishing.
We are.
And that's how you're helping the environment?
Mm-hmm.
Fishing?
Uh-huh.
And that's the example you're setting for our children.
Yep.
Well, then I guess I'll go shopping to, save the rainforest or something.
Conservation is easy. Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. To learn about